This is the Railway Mad YouTube channel where we are preserving our railway heritage with Southern Locomotives Ltd. So guys, come along to the Hornby Wonder Works in Margate on the 9th and 10th of August. And then things really start to take off. Look at that lovely artwork that is done by Richard Green from Locos in Profile.co.uk. I'll get you in shot as well. Southern Locomotives Ltd look after 9 steam locomotives, and that is a huge responsibility. That's 9 high maintenance, beautiful locomotives that each have their own followers and admirers. Of these 9 locomotives, we currently have 4 of them in steam and in full working order. We have 2 under heavy overhaul, and the remaining 3 are under restoration from scrapyard condition. During a loco's overhaul, it is thoroughly dismantled as far as it needs to be, inspected, remachined, new parts machined and fitted where necessary, and then reassembled. This usually coincides with the boiler requiring recertification, and usually that boiler will need a lot of work carried out on it. And all these costs add up, and it usually requires a 6-figure sum to get this locomotive back into steam. Often these overhauls run into lots of unexpected problems and costs. Each of these problems have to have a solution applied to them. A plan A and maybe a plan B. One of our locos began its overhaul back in 2018 at a contractor's, but the work ground to a halt, and it was then moved to the lovely East Lancs Railway for storage. That locomotive is the baby of our family. That is the locomotive named Norman. It is our Austerity saddle tank. It has been in storage until such a time that we could continue the overhaul ourselves. That time has now come, so let's jump in the van and rescue baby Norman. Well, that certainly didn't go to plan now, did it? Well, the engine has failed on our trusty old van, so we've got to come up with a plan to continue this mission. The next day we managed to hire ourselves a suitably sized van.
Use the right lane to keep right to merge onto the M66.
In August, on the 2nd and 3rd, which is the Saturday and Sunday, there is a 1940s weekend at the Mid Norfolk Railway that we'll be attending with our locomotive named 303 Squadron. So you can pop along to that and see us there. You can also attend the Margate 1-to-1 collection, which is at the Hornby Wonder Works in Margate on the 9th and 10th of August. And you can also attend the Manston International Air Show on the 16th and 17th of August. Here is a quick sneak peek from inside the 1-to-1 collection at Margate. Shh, don't tell anyone. So guys, come along to the Hornby Wonder Works in Margate on the 9th and 10th of August. Upon arrival at the East Lancashire Railway, we introduce ourselves, we sign in and are shown where Norman is parked up and in store. Our friends at the East Lancs Railway have been kindly looking after Norman, keeping it tucked up for the winter, since it was removed from the contractors about a year ago. Our first job is to locate all of the parts of Norman and then make a plan of action for when the lorry to take Norman home back down to Kent arrive tomorrow. Myself, Richard and Mike decided to take this challenge upon ourselves.
Head southwest.
There we go. 2 axles together. That's the third one there. Axles boxes. Are they in that container?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. There he is.
It's got another number on it, Richard. Yeah, it's the NCB number.
Why is it that steam locos look so sad when they're in pieces? So we've got to make sure there's nothing's going to fall off this.
Overfit. Oh, good idea.
Hi guys, just a quick interruption. Just to let you know that I'll be making another batch of our desktop pen holders, which you can see on the table behind me. Just about, yeah, there they are. They are made out of the superheater elements from Sir Frederick Pile 34058. In the previous video you saw us actually removing them and cutting them up just so we can make various things out of them. Like our robots, which I think now are maybe sold out. I think Andy might have 1 or 2 of them still at his stall, which is usually in and around the Midhants Railway. So you might be able to pick one of those up there still. There's only a few left, maybe even none. So you best hurry up and get down there and buy them. But you can still buy these and you may be able to pick them up at our YouTube shop. Let's have a bit of a close-up and show you what's available here. Here we are. So the base there, it's all cleaned up. You can see where it's had a previous life. And these tubes, they've done a few miles. So you can get a few pens in there. Got the nice little plaque on there which says, from worn out parts of Locomotive 34058, Sir Frederick Pile. With our Southern Locomotives website at the bottom. Here is a quick look at our t-shirt. As you can see there, look at that lovely artwork that is done by Richard Green from Locos in Profile.co.uk. He has also done the artwork on our mug here. 34058 Sir Frederick Pile. We'll also be bringing you our other locos, so you'll be able to buy mugs with all the other locos on. Manston, 257 Squadron, little baby Norman, along with the others in the family. So you'll be able to buy mugs for each of those. So we're developing those one by one. And this t-shirt is just not your average t-shirt. We've got this on the front, and we turn the shirt over, one-handed there. Yeah, on the back we have our fleet list. Check out those babies, look at them. Here we go. See, Sidmouth, Eddystone, Sir Keith Park, Frederick Pile, Manston, 257 Squadron, Brocklebank Line, Norman and 8104. They're all on there. So if you like one of those, check out our YouTube shop. It's run by a company called Forthwall. So if you order a t-shirt or a mug off them or any of the other stuff, pretty much they make them as you order them and post them straight to you. So you should get those within a week or two. So when we ordered this, it took less than 7 days for them to print it and send it to me. So hopefully your one will be just as quick, but it might take another week or so depending on the post and how busy they are. So if you like one of those, check out our YouTube Forthwall shop. You should be able to see it somewhere down by the comment section of these videos.
Either we didn't bring it over or...
So how many's here in this pile?
4.
4, and we're 2 short.
So it's the firebox ones are short.
Right.
Well, they're just the 4 for the boiler barrel.
So they're ours, are they?
Yes, they're ours.
Yep. Excellent. Well, they're nicely on a pallet, so that's good.
Well, don't know whether they accept them like that. He might.
Well, we can sort that out tomorrow, can't we? That's a nice little loco there that's getting some attention. Early on day 2, the trucks arrived. And then things start to really take off. That didn't sound good. Oh no! Has Norman's heart stopped beating? Nothing to worry about, just a chain straighten itself out. Can you guess where the centre of gravity is on this loco at the moment? Let me know in the comments below. Norman's frame and cab are now nearly ready to be lowered onto the trailer. The second lorry waits on. The smaller parts of Norman are stored in this 20-foot container. I'm not sure what most of these parts are, but if you do, let us know by leaving a comment.
Dean, we haven't got time to film.
He is not far wrong, really. Richard and Mike are inside the container just sorting things out, removing things from the shelves and then placing them in the doorway of the container, while I'm picking up those parts and then placing them in a couple of different crates there. One crate is stronger than the other, so the stronger one gets the heavier parts and the remaining parts get put into the lighter crate, while the really heavy items are then placed onto pallets that you can see in front of me, in front of the screen there, and they are then lifted onto the back of the lorry. And then at the other end, down in Kent, they'll be lifted off by our trusty old forklift and placed into storage. This process took some time, so let's speed up the footage. As you may have gathered by now, there seem to be hundreds of parts of this steam loco, and they all need to be boxed up and crated up and put on pallets and taken away. So I decided to speed up this footage, otherwise we're going to be here all day. Well, we are, but we don't want you to be bored on the video, so I'm going to speed this up and cut out quite a lot of this. Here is Alistair. He's our local haulage contractor.
Once the wheel sets are on, crane wise, that's done, isn't it?
Sorry,
Once the wheel sets are on,
yes.
that's crane done, everything else is manual or by hand.
Yeah, but the forklift.
Yeah, perfect. Right, okay.
Great. You didn't get away with it.
Are you having the wheels against the bulkhead or over the axles of the trailer?
I'm not sure because of the weight of the chassis. We're going to put two on the low loader and only one on the flat, and then that just gives us a lot more room.
Brilliant, yeah, yeah.
So that's the plan.
Alright.
So we'll probably put the counterweighted one on the flat and the other two on the low loader. So just gives you a bit more space.
Feels quite balmy now, isn't it?
Don't speak too soon.
You came across 7 minutes more. You got blown off the motorway.
Right.
Have a breather for a minute. We're not doing too bad.
There is a lot of things to consider when loading lorries. It's not just about the size of the item fitting onto the trailer, it is also the weight. It's like each of the axles on the lorry cannot be overloaded. So the drivers have to think about that and then consult the crane driver. This looks like some sort of crosshead. It's quite a bit different to the bullet ones that we were playing with a few weeks ago. When Mike continues bringing out the parts, and he's got to the back of the container now where there's plenty of heavy stuff. Just over here we have a piston and rod assembly. Looks like it's sticking out of the ground, but it's not. And also the other piston and rod assembly is being placed inside the crate. A much bigger heavy crate. Here are plenty more heavy items. I'm not quite sure what these weigh, but these are really heavy. At this point I wasn't looking forward to picking up some heavier items that are laying on the bottom of the container either. I definitely need a hand with those. All the parts that are placed upon the pallets have to be carefully placed to make sure there's no gaps between them, but because should they come loose they can easily just fall off of the sides of the lorry because there's no sides on the trailer. So you have to make sure that everything is carefully placed there so they don't just rattle away and fall off. With 2 cylinders and 6 wheels, there's regularly either 2 things or 6 things that are absolutely identical. Richard continues loading up some more gear into the back of the van and then rearranges a few bits so he can have a quick sit down, because this guy has been working his absolute socks off and he's not getting any younger. I just have to correct myself here. It looks like the locos usually have 2 things, 4 things, or 6 things. So it looks like the 4th one of those. Myself and one of the drivers have now decided it's time to tackle a job that we've been putting off for quite a while, and that is moving some really heavy pieces of steel from the container and onto a pallet. These items are so incredibly heavy, but we did manage to move them and get them into position on the pallet. But really we should have used a forklift. It would have cost us a bit more time, but we've been battling against time ever since the van broke down. So we're just trying to make up some time, but it did end up costing me quite dearly. Now these items aren't tubular, they're not hollow, it's absolutely solid steel. Mike is just receiving some instructions on how to use the banding tool. It seems like it's all fitted on with room to spare. Some of you may have noticed that you've not seen the boiler yet in this episode. Well, I'll tell you now, you're not going to see it, because it has already left the site a good few months before and is already having work carried out on it. The telehandler is just picking up some parts of the boiler cladding. And then managing to squeeze them into the back of the van. Get you in shot as well. Another day restoring steam locomotives. The lorries have departed the scene. That is just leaving the van to be finished to be loaded with some more boiler cladding. The telehandler forklift is just collecting now. They're the ones we saw earlier on in the episode, the 4 panels. As you saw in the last clip, that we did actually manage to find the other bits of boiler cladding. Just a few of the lighter bits to go in the back of the van now. They won't damage the cladding that is already in there. Got Richard and Mike just loading up there. I'm sure one of you guys can give me a full list of locos that are here parked up in this shot. With the van loaded up, it's time to say goodbye to our friends at the East Lancs Railway, and especially Matt for looking after us for the days that we've been up here.
That's a good lady.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
well I think we're going to try and get down to Kent at some point, probably towards the end of the year.
Okay, mate.
So,
Nice.
Right, thanks, Matt.
Anyway,
no
many
problem.
thanks, Matt.
Yeah, we'll see
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Matt.
See you in a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Well, we're going back south to our depot near Ashford with baby Norman on board. With most of, well, some of baby Norman, cladding, bits of pipe work, and various other bits and bobs that don't weigh too much in our rental van. Just hoping our trip south is better than our trip north. That didn't go to plan because our lovely old van let us down again with what I suspect is a broken camshaft. We're down to 3 cylinders. We broke down at, what was it, Brampton? Huntingdon, which is A14, A1 area. We popped in there, we had to spend the night there when we were hoping to spend the night up in Bolton. Bury, sorry. Yep, up at Bury. So we lost a day pretty much by had to sort out a rental van, which is this lovely vehicle we got here. Which is what? It's a little Peugeot, isn't it?
Which came from Stanford.
Yep, Stanford, that's where we are now, isn't it? On the A1. And yeah, picked up a hire van there, long wheelbase, high top, which is actually a really nice van, to be fair. Which we're now taking back down south to Kent. We're going to stop off soon, so we might as well stop off at Brampton. Just say hello to our new friends at the Premier Inn, which helped us out no end. Pop in and say hello there, and then get a quick McDonald's, and then head on back for the rest of the journey.
To contemplate it. Smile, Richard.
We are totally knackered.
Well, we have had a hard day.
Yeah, luckily you had a bit of a help up there.
How many tons of gear did we move?
Well, including the loco, we'll probably come out to about 45 tons and everything going up, I guess.
Yep. So loco would have been most of that, but what we actually sort of manhandled onto the pallets and etc. That's probably
Must be about
20 tons, something like that.
About 9 or 10 ton maybe.
Yeah. That's quite a lot of weight. Click to the left to watch our previous episode, which was episode 10, or click to the centre to subscribe to the channel, or click to the right to watch our most recent playlist.